Hello everyone, this is Dan Feller, the Imagination Engineer, and I'm going to be doing a quick tutorial today on YouTube, specifically about how to set up live events within the YouTube format. And we're going to walk through it step by step, show you what you need to do, where you need to go within YouTube and in the back end of your account to be able to set these up and be able to run Google Hangouts on your own, but having them also powered through YouTube can be a very, very powerful tool. And I'll explain the differences between just using Google Plus and YouTube as I move along here as well. So, as you can see on the screen here, this is my home page, or my what to watch page when I come onto YouTube. And these are all based on videos that I have watched before or people that I have subscribed to on the YouTube platform. So your videos will look a little bit different, and that's okay, that's natural. It's all tailored to the specific person who is viewing it. If you notice up here, let me move my little mouse up here to the right hand corner. If you see me circling my little icon up there, that just says that I'm logged in. There's a lot of people who jump on YouTube who don't log in to their Google account, and in doing so, they're not getting any tracking or going on. You're not having the abilities to do these live events. You must be logged in with your Google account. Now, your Google account, you can have many of them, but you want to make sure it's a Google account that you have connected to Google Plus and as well as your YouTube channel. Now, if you've never set up a YouTube channel before, it's really easy to do. I can show that to you in a different tutorial. But setting up a channel is pretty much going to YouTube, setting up a channel for the first time, and it'll walk you through the wizard. It's really simple. It'll walk you through the wizard, and it's going to ask you what Google account that you're wanting to use and actually associate with YouTube. So remember, YouTube is owned by Google. Google owns Google Plus as well. So the two of them are integrated in many ways. And to be able to maximize this, you need to be able to be signed in as the Google account that you wish to be using for all of your Google Hangout and live event needs. Okay, so moving on here. So on this home page here, it looks like a whole bunch of videos. Doesn't look like much navigation. YouTube has kind of shored up the way their website looks, so there's less clutter, if you will. So let me go ahead and go up here to the very top left, right next to the YouTube logo. There is this little 3-line and little arrow deal. Well, this is actually a menu, and it's in some cases it's closed, sometimes it's open for people. Like for me, I usually keep it open all the time just so I have easy access, but I closed it here just to give you a reference of where this is. It's right up here. So if I click on this like a button, boom, all my videos are still here, the ones that have been recommended for me, but then I've got all of this navigation over here to the left-hand side. And we're only going to touch on a few things in this left-hand side. Your left-hand side will look different than mine because you'll have different people that you subscribe to, or maybe you haven't subscribed to anyone yet. So this area in here may not have any names or any other YouTube channels, and that's okay. Don't worry about subscriptions right now. That's for a later purpose. But up here at the top, if you've got, you can also see this place here for playlists. So I have a bunch of playlists as well. You probably don't have any playlists, and maybe you do, but you're obviously going to be different than my playlists. So this is all personalized to my account, the one that I'm logged in up here in the right-hand corner. Everything in my experience in YouTube is here on the left-hand side. I can easily navigate to any of my playlists or my subscription, people I subscribe to, etc. Okay? But what I'm really going to be focusing on in this video is this top section up here. You notice that what to watch is highlighted red, and then you got a couple things below it. My channel, my subscriptions, history, and the things that I have decided to watch later. And the only thing that I'm going to have to that I want to look at today for this video about creating live events within YouTube is the channel tab. So I'm going to go ahead and click this button, this channel tab button, and then it opens up my channel, my personal channel. So this is my Dan Fowler Speaks channel, and I've got my little video in here. That's my promo speaker sizzle reel video, as well as other things, Imagination IQ reviews of the event that I've done, other things that I have done from the speaking standpoint, whether it's sort of training or coaching, sometimes social media. I've got social media testimonials in there. And then, of course, there's other videos I've got below for promotion, things that I have done for other clients, for promotion, for marketing, for exposure, you name it. So I've got a few in here. So these are all my playlists that show up in here, and then people that I've subscribed to as well, they start showing up in here too. Okay, but and if you notice here too, it's like my channel is kind of, I call it pimped out. It is, I took a lot of time to make sure it looks good, it looks concise, it looks like a web page, right? And it should look very similar to your web page, like color scheme, everything. Your banner up here, this old Dan Fowler Speaker, Entrepreneur, Imagination Engineer banner. You should hire a graphic designer, if you don't know how to do that yourself, to create these specialized covers and banner and channel art. In YouTube, it's called channel art. And let me just show you something real quick too, and I'll put this up as a information. You can read this, you can pause this video now if you like and write these down. But these are, most graphic designers in this space know these dimensions already, but these are the basic dimensions for YouTube for your banners. So, and it also shows you where, like if you're watching it on an Apple iPad, like a tablet, or a minimum desktop size, like a really small laptop, or a netbook, something like that, how big that's going to be. And then of course it shows you all the way up to your maximum desktop size and web TV size. So if you were to be on a big screen TV and be running your internet through there and be showing it up there, you would want to make sure that your graphics there are scalable. They modulate back and forth. And so this is these are all the dimensions in pixels. So all the dimensions in pixels there. You obviously pause that, write that down if you like, or just keep this tab for later reference if your graphic designer doesn't know what those dimensions are. And you don't have to go with me on this too, as things change. It always does in social media. You can always go and look online through Google and see what the latest dimensions are for YouTube channel art, if it does change in the next few months. Who knows? It always could. Alright, so let's move on back to YouTube here. So obviously I created a custom channel art here for YouTube, and of course my image up there in the corner right here is my little profile image. I can change that at any time. I can also change my cover at any time. So if you're updating something, or if you're wanting to be promoting something, you can always change this art, just like Facebook, just like Google+, all the social media platforms out there. You can change these cover arts and your profile pic at any time. Okay, so now here's the overview. I've showed you the basic pixel ratios for you to create it. Your page, if you're just creating it, you're just creating your channel, it's going to look pretty blank. It will have a big old gray bar across here. It may not even have a picture logo from you that you haven't uploaded yet. Who knows? It pulls from your Google Plus account. That's why you need to be logged in. And so if you notice, the little icon here on the right is the same picture here in the YouTube channel art. So they're the exact same photo pulling from Google Plus. So make sure you've got a photo up there on Google Plus, and you'll be able to have that automatically integrated in here without any problem. Okay, so after the overview here, now we're going to get into the meat of the matter of creating live events. Now you can create live events without pimping out your page. Now of course you want your page eventually to look great, to look good, and all the little details taken care of. But this tutorial is not going to go through the details about how to pimp out your page. This one's just about creating live events. And if you have questions or comments, you can go ahead and comment to this video or send me an email directly at danfowler@imaginationIQ.com. I'd be glad to talk you through any questions you may have about pimping out your page, or even some graphic designers that I know that could help you be able to pimp your page out. Not just YouTube, but all the other social networks as well. Alright, so up here at the very top, above my channel art, there are 3 tabs. It shows my subscribers, it shows the number of views, and of course, it shows this tab called Video Manager. This is the key tab right here, guys. Once you get and click on Channel over here on the left, it shows your channel. Here's your Video Manager. Now, if you're just starting out with YouTube, you will not have anything in your Video Manager. But I'm going to go ahead and click this. It's a button up there. I click it, and it's going to open up all the videos that I have done, that I've uploaded. So it shows the most recent. It goes all the way down to, when I started on YouTube. And the most recent video that I've uploaded was a Google Hangout with Fizz, singer-songwriter Fizz. And we just did this a couple days ago. So go ahead and you can take a look at this. Your videos here may be blank. You may not have any videos in here. I got 200 plus videos here in my YouTube channel, this particular YouTube channel. But you may not have any if you just started out. And that's okay. You don't need to have any videos in here to do a live event. So here we are on the Video Manager. If you look over to the left-hand side, you'll notice that the navigation here has changed. It is no longer what we saw before. It is navigation that's directly about the Creator Studio. This is what YouTube calls it. They call it the Creator Studio, and has various things in here. And of course, we're in the Video Manager, so it's got the Video Manager highlighted red, and it's opened up with a whole bunch of other things in here too. It's highlighted on the videos, so that's all the videos over here, highlighted red. And then below it are several things. The next one right under videos is what we want to click on, which is live events. Live events. So I'm going to go and click on that. So here we are. So I have a live event set up here that was an ongoing thing for April 2014 for Imagination IQ at the event for some live streaming. Now you can create a live event in here. Any kind of, it doesn't matter what kind of content you're going to do, it's live event. You could be using your laptop with your webcam, you could be using a standalone webcam, you could be using other cameras if you're more tech savvy as well. But if you're not, just be using your laptop with your webcam. Do a webinar just like that. So if you see on this page, up here in the right hand corner, you see where my mouse is circling, it says new live event. Brand new. It's got a little plus sign there. So go ahead and click on this button. And when you do, it's going to open up a page like this. And this is where you're going to give all the information about your particular live event. This is a live, virtual, online event. So in here, the basic info, title, let's call this our live event, right? And it gives you a couple options. I can either have it start today and right now, or I can change that. So I can go ahead and click on the Today tab in here, and it opens up a little calendar. So I can go ahead and schedule this live event for months, even years away if I wanted to. But let's just for this sake, let's say it's next week, August 1st or whatever. August 1st, 4 p.m., sure, we'll leave it there. And we want it to only go for about 2 hours. Let's make it go just for an hour. Go down here to 5 p.m. There it is. So it starts on August 1st, 4 p.m., ends up 5 p.m. on the same day. And then I can go in here and write a description. This is things that people are going to see on the video page. Our live event, is for you. Or, whatever you want to type in here. This is a description of what you're going to be talking about. If you're doing a webinar about like 3 key points to do X, Y, Z, make sure you type in your 3 points in here. Type in what you're going to be covering. And I teach my clients about the ideal outcomes, the what is possible. Definitely put that in the description. Here's what's possible. Here's what's going to happen. Here's the transformation you're going to receive if you come to this webinar. Make sure that's very clear and concise. And then below, there's an area for tags. Tags are like keywords for websites. So you are tagging this video. And tags, you see tags in Facebook and such like that, but it's really, you boil it all down, they're search keywords or search index keywords. So you can put in here, like let's say your webinar, your Hangout here is about relationships. So let's write relationships. Right? And then you put a comma. Boom. Comma, and between every single word that's your keyword or your tag, you're putting a comma. And the moment you type comma, it becomes its own little icon there that you can delete later if you want. I can say, and YouTube will show you things that they suggest, and you don't have to choose them. Some of them are just like random craziness. Let's say, we're talking about sex. We're talking about, I don't know. Let's get crazy. Let's say, fetish stuff, fetish model. There we go. And whatever, sky's the limit. You can even put in your own name. I'll put in Dan Fowler. I do this all the time. Why? Is because now if people type in my name in Google, there's more search-related items connected to my name, including this video or this live event. So you can do whatever you want. If you're like, I don't want fetish model, I'm going to go ahead and click that X, and then it deletes it out of there. And I can choose whatever I'd like to do. Maybe it's about weddings or concerts or whatever it is. I can continue to put in tags in there. Okay? Now off to the right over here, you see there is a drop-down window, and it's, for me anyway, it's defaulted to unlisted. I set that up, and that's a whole nother tutorial on how to set those default settings up. But for you, it probably, if you're just starting out, it probably defaults to public. So if you see this drop-down menu, there's public, unlisted, and private. Now I have made it so it's unlisted. A lot of the stuff I do is for just my clients, and so I want them access to the link, but I don't want them to be able to have it publicly. Like, no one else can see that link unless they have the direct link. It doesn't show up in YouTube's search at all. It's there, it's accessible, but it won't show up on my list of videos if they go search my channel, etc. Public, though, if I made the video public, that means it shows up to everybody on YouTube, anybody that I share it with. I mean, anybody in the world could see it. In a lot of cases, you want that to happen. But for me, when I start things off, I always have it unlisted, just in case there's a technical snafu or a mishap. Something doesn't go out to the world before I want it to. Now, I can always change the default, not even the default, I can change the privacy settings later, just like you can in other social media environments. I can make this event be unlisted, but then later, even after I have finished the event, I can change the privacy setting to public and be able to share it all over the world because I'm ready at that time. So it's all up to you on that. For me, I go unlisted. Now private, if I went private, then no one can see it except for me and people that I directly invite to it. It can be useful that way for like small mastermind groups or that type of thing, but it can get arduous. It's a lot of manual work to be able to put in emails and be able to connect with people that way because it's all private. There's nothing automized or anything like that. So you've got to take that into consideration. It's probably one of the ways why I do unlisted, because it takes away the risk of it being out there publicly, but it gives me the flexibility to send links and pass it around a whole lot easier and embed the video. Here's the other with public. Public can be embedded anywhere. I mean, embed means I can take the video and put it into my website or put it into my blog or any other place that takes HTML code. Same thing with unlisted. I can still do all those features. It's just, and everyone will see it. Like if I put an unlisted video onto my landing page for, let's say, my ultra event trainings. I teach people how to do ultra events in a very interactive, heartfelt, co-creative kind of a way. And so if I have a landing page that's specifically for that and I have a campaign around it, I can create a video that's just about ultra events, make it unlisted so no one else can see it or no one else has a link, but I can embed that video onto my landing page if I decide to. So anyone I send to the landing page can see the video, but they won't be able to click on it and go anywhere and see it on YouTube, if you will. Okay? So I just wanted to give you a brief little description of each one of those. I would highly recommend either public or unlisted. And if it's defaulting for public for you, you might just want to click in here and click unlisted until you get familiar with this system. Okay, and right below it, you see this this little area in here, type. This is the type of live event. They're asking you what kind of type. There's only two ways to do this. The first one is clicked because it says quick version. It's the way you want to go. It's the easiest way to learn. There's also a custom version, meaning I can use an outside, it's called an encoder. For those of you who aren't technically inclined or tech savvy, an encoder is something that allows you to send video streaming through the internet and not bogging up everybody's internet connection. So there's lots of bandwidth going through there, but there's encoding that goes on in order for people to watch it in a stream. So this custom encoding, there are third-party software beyond YouTube, outside of YouTube, that people like me, who are video professionals, like to use because we can get higher resolution images, we can get higher resolution HD sound, we can do a whole bunch of other cool things that YouTube and Google Plus can't do if we're wanting to do like high production stuff, and which is fine. A lot of the times I do the quick because it's just voice. It's just me talking, and it works just fine. But if I was just going to be doing like a band, rehearsal or something like that, or even a live streaming of an event, like a live event with lots of things going on, live music and people talking and people on microphones, then I would use one of my custom encoding. You don't have to worry about that as you're first coming into that. All you need to do is keep it on the quick version here, and it will automatically. This is awesome. It'll automatically link in with your Google Plus account, which you're already logged in here. Google Plus and YouTube are linked in together, and it will create what they call a Hangout On Air, which it'll simulcast. It's going to simulcast not only here on YouTube, but also on Google Plus at the exact same time. And you are able to create a recording of it. They call it a DVR, a digital video recording device, okay? So there it is. Here's all the basic info settings. Now I can say go live now if I wanted to, but I'm not going to go live right now. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to the next tab here. That was all the basic info. Here's the advanced settings. Here's where some of the fun stuff can happen. Most of the stuff you can leave alone. You can just let it be, especially this right-hand side. If you own all the content that's going to be going through your webinar, you came up with it, it's your program, it's your package, then leave this alone. Just leave it alone. But look over to the right-hand side over here. Category. Now, are you educating people? Are you telling them how to do something? Is this a gaming thing, like a video gaming deal? Are you talking about traveling or maybe live events or any of the other basic categories that YouTube has? Choose the category that best suits the content that you're about to deliver. This will help you in search engine rankings and for people to find your video in various places, on YouTube, on Google+, etc. So for me, I do a lot of education, so I usually keep it on the education one. You can put in a video location. This also helps people who are local to you, who don't know you, find you. A lot of people do local searches within Google, and because Google owns YouTube and they're all integrated connected, when they search for, let's say, artist or coach or feminine coach in, let's say, New York, or let's say, Dallas, Texas, and they're looking for a local area for the specific program or product or type of service individual, then your videos will pop up because you're tagging the location. You can actually click in here and it shows a map, and you can either go and find your place on the map, or you can actually type in your zip code. I'll type in my zip code, which is Huntington Beach. Whoops, that's not my zip code. 92647. There we go. Huntington Beach zip code, and I can go ahead and push the search button, and there you go. Boom. It whopped up right on Huntington Beach there, and I can say, yep, that's what I want. And to get this map to go away, I just click somewhere in the white, anywhere in the white, and it goes away. Okay? Video language, of course, it's English. I can put in a date when I've recorded this if you like. And maybe it's a date that's going to be future. If it's a future live event that's going to air, like August 1st, like we have, type in August 1st. Don't type in today. But if it's a live event that's happening today, then all you have to do is click the today button and it just pops up in there. Okay? Or, delete that out of there and just leave it blank. Perfectly fine. Video stats. This is the big thing I love about YouTube, because you can see very detailed stats of where your views are coming from. So you'll be able to see all that, and people will be able to see the stats of your page too. Like, be able to see how many people have viewed it and yada yada. If you don't want people to know how many people have viewed your video, then uncheck this box. But for me, I don't have anything to hide. I mean, I don't care if one person watched it or 100,000 people have watched it. It's not a big deal. Okay, you can also make this immediately private once it's ended. So it doesn't matter what your settings were at, either remember at unlisted or private or public. Even if you have it set to public, if you have this box checked, immediately after you're done recording your live event, it will revert to private. So for me, I don't do that. I want to have the full control where it doesn't do anything automatic like that. So I have it set to unlisted. It stays at unlisted when I'm done. But if I clicked this and did the live event, it would revert into private mode once the recording was over. But I'm going to uncheck that. All right, broadcast delay. This is something about, sometimes there's people that have the internet bandwidth connection is bad, especially if you're doing stuff overseas. Like if I'm doing a webinar here in the States for people like in New Zealand or Australia or even Europe sometimes, you might want to have a delay on what you're saying to what is showing up on the screen, because that also gives sometimes a clear image and a better understanding of what you're saying, because the audio is clear and all of that. But typically speaking, if you're just doing something in your local area or like Canada, North America area, you're probably not going to have any problem at all, so I would just leave it at no delay. Okay, last thing down here, you can have promotions. You don't have to worry about this. This is already set to go for me, because I do monetization through Google Ads. So Google throws up their own ads up there doing whatever on my videos, and I allow it because every time somebody clicks through, I get paid. So it's a pay-per-click type of thing. For you'll probably have these unchecked by default, which is fine, which is totally fine, and just leave them as is. Now, if your content is like 18 or older kind of content, make sure you check this box, age restriction. So, because if you're talking about sex and relationships or fetishes or anything that's in society related to like an R-rated type of content, make sure you check this box. And when you do, then no one can connect with that content unless they are appropriately aged, and they find out how old they are depending on their profile, etc., etc. So there are ways you don't have to worry about finding out what their age is. You're just restricting your particular content, or this live event, I should say, to an age restriction. For me, I don't have any content that I do that's rated R, so I keep that unchecked. Okay. Well, there you go. And I can say, now I'm all done. Now I can choose. I'm all ready to go. I can go live now, or I can just choose to be done. And I'm going to choose to be done. So I'm going to go back. See this little arrow up here? I scroll back up. This little arrow to the top takes me back to my event manager. There we go. So that is how you set up a live event. I'm going to go through it again really quickly, because I went through it really slow here, and go through all the steps and be able to show you once again so you see me do it. I'm going to do it first on, and then you can go back, watch the slow version, watch the fast version, and you can go ahead and try one yourself. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to set up a new event. I'm going to call it My Event. I'm going to do it, let's see here, we're going to do August 8th, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Sure. My event. I'll put in my tags. I'm just going to put in one tag here, just my name for now. Whoops. I guess it can be helpful if I spelled my name. There we go. And I'm going to put it as unlisted. I'm going to keep it at quick. That's great. I'm going to go into the advanced settings in here. I'm going to allow the comments. Oh, that's good. I'm actually going to change this to travel and events. Video location. Let's do Long Beach this time. There we go. In the heart of Long Beach. It is English. Recording date is going to be the 8th. Video stats. Of course, I want that visible. No delay. I'll keep my promotions on. And there's my blue button, create an event, and I'm going to do so right now. Now it's saving all that stuff, and then it takes me back to my event page. If you notice, there it is. My new event shows up there. So these are events in this box that are upcoming. See this box here? It shows that all the events that are upcoming. I have this one pending for Imagination IQ because I'm going to be switching it out for Imagination IQ in November. So I keep it there as an active upcoming. But here's an upcoming event that we just created. You can also look at all the events that you've done before. If you click this button here, it highlights. You can see ones that are live now, your events, which I don't have any, upcoming, or ones that I've completed. You can go ahead and click on that. So here they are. The last one I did with Fizz, with creating a business that is music to your clients' ears. And then, of course, all the other ones that I've done, there they all are. Down, I can scroll down forever and ever and ever. And these become, you can always check them here. You can always download the report, like all the statistics and analytics of who watched what. Shows me if they're public and if they're monetized. I mean, all the different features. Those are in all the other little nuances that you don't need to really learn right off the bat in order to create a live event. So there's all the completed ones. I'm going to go back to my upcoming. So here I am, back to the upcoming. And just to let you know, guys, all you need to do is to come right back to this page when you are ready to do your Hangout. Now, before I jump and show you that process again from the beginning, from YouTube's homepage all the way through to get to this page, let me just give you the caveat here. There are two different types of Google Hangouts, at least the way I categorize them. The first way is a Google Hangout where you are working with other people, meaning that other people are going to be on the Hangout with you. You're going to see their video, they're going to see your video, and you're talking and interacting within the Hangout. I do this for virtual retreats and masterminds and things like that, so we can all see each other, we can all hear each other, and it's all great. That's awesome. So that's actually set up in a different way, and that's set up on Google Plus in a very different way than what I've showed you here. For me and for us that are coaches and that have information and messaging to get out into the world, you don't need to do those group Google Hangouts. That could be maybe part of your program that you have embedded there for a small group program, and that's a whole nother tutorial on how to create that. This one is for push. It's called push marketing, meaning I have a message or I have content that I want to deliver to you, but I don't need your participation in order for the Google Hangout to be successful. All I need for you is to be able to watch it. So I choose YouTube to do this with the live events instead of going through Google Plus, because when I create an event like this, it gives me a YouTube video link. And let me show you what I mean. So if I go and click on my event tab here, and it opens up a tab here, this is what you'll see. It's just like a video or video page for any video on YouTube. It shows the countdown, how many days, hours, minutes, etc., until this particular live streaming hangout begins. What this means is that this link up here in YouTube, or the link here to share, is public. It can be, you can give it to anybody. They don't have to be connected to you on YouTube. They don't have to subscribe to you on YouTube. They don't even have to be logged in to their Google Plus account via YouTube if they don't want to. They can go anonymously. They can just click on that link that you give them, and they will show up on this page. And when your live event goes, they'll be able to watch. And if you notice over here off to the right-hand side, it says View Comments. It's like a open chat forum during the YouTube live event that people can, as they're watching, type in a comment or even a question. And this is, I even encourage people to type in questions here. And I've got this page open as well when I'm doing the webinar, so I can chat with them back if need be or answer their question immediately from the confines of my web streaming. So it's very, very cool. You do not need to be connected. Although the aftermath of that is like the Google Plus, you have to be connected to the person on Google Plus in order for them to be joining you in the room. So there's some limitations to that model. Although it's good for small groups and more intimate experiences. If you're wanting to get your message out in a massive way, in a large way, use YouTube and use this push method that you are able to give a public link to content that you have that is just streaming to them, and all they're doing is soaking it in and receiving it. And they can write comments if need be, and you can answer them either in the moment or even after you're done recording. All these comments will show up underneath the video, just like a normal comment would of any video. All their comments will show up here, and you can go back and answer them one by one later if it's too much to do during your live event. All right, so let's go back. Let me do this from the beginning. I'm going to do it fast. How do I get back to this page? Now that I've set it all up, I'm going to go and forget about it, and I'm going to get out of YouTube and go do on my merry way. What do I do coming back? Well, obviously in your URL box, type in youtube.com. youtube.com. It will take you right back to your page. And if you stay logged in with Google, if you notice, I'm always logged in with Google, so I don't ever have to worry about logging back in. I want all my settings to show up. So here I am back at YouTube. Here's my recommended video pages, people I'm subscribing to. There's my left navigation. And I'm going to click on the channel tab. Here it is, going to my channel. There's my cover. There's my sizzle reel and videos about me. But what I really want is my video manager. And when the video manager opens up, there it is, all my videos. And off to the left, the navigation has changed. I want to click on live events. And there I am. There's my event again. And when I'm ready to start this Google Hangout on Air, there's the button right there. Boom. Start Hangout on Air. When I click that button, it will open up the Google Plus or the Google Hangout encoding platform. You've all seen it before if you've used Google Plus. I'm going to click it real quick just to show you what I'm talking about. Let me get this a little smaller here so we can see it. So there I am. There's my picture. I don't have my webcam set up here, but there it is. You see me. There's that the blinking circle around me is me talking because it's picking up my microphone. As you can see down here on the little green dots, that's the microphone. And then, of course, all my apps and, the normal Google Plus layout. So it opens it up automatically. You don't have to do anything else. Once you've set it up in YouTube and you click that start the button, let me pull it out here. See? Start Hangout on Air. It opens up this window so you're ready to go. Okay? All right, I'm going to go ahead. I'm not going to start the broadcast because if I do, then it will go away. Now, you can practice with your Google. You can practice all the apps, all the tools that you want. Be my guest. But don't push the green start the broadcast button because once you do, it tells YouTube that, oh, you've started. And that if you push the stop button, now it'll register as a completed event. So don't do that. You can jump in here as many times as you want. Test out your apps. Make sure your levels are good for your microphone. Your lighting is good for your webcam. All of those things. And then all you need to do is just end this. And you leave the call. We'll go ahead and refresh my page here. And see, it's still there. It's still there, and I can go back and start the Hangout again and again and again. As long as I don't push the start broadcast button, it'll stay there indefinitely until August 8th. and then you start that Hangout, and then you do it live. Once you go in there, start the broadcast button, and away you go with your Google Hangout, which is being simulcasted both on Google Plus as well as here on YouTube. And once you are done, YouTube is recording this as you go, so you don't have to worry about pushing a record button, nothing like that. It's recording it automatically with your digital recorder. You can go back to your videos. Let me go back there right now. And your video will show up in your video stream here. The last one I did, it was actually Google Hangout, shows up as a video. And just like that, it is a Hangout, but I can go to that video, and there it is. Let me go and pause it here so you don't hear it. But there's our video, and look, it's got my description here. There's the title and view so far. It was only a couple days ago. And just like a normal video, I can share this sucker. Here's the link to the video. I can share it on social media. I can embed it within my website. Here's the embed code. All of those stuff that you probably already know about regarding YouTube videos. And if you don't, then this is a good little review. Okay? And you can share this video in the social space or on your website just like any normal video, but it's just the pre-recorded or recorded version of your live Hangout. Okay? All right, so there's your video stuff. That, my friends, is how you set up a live event. Click on that tab underneath Video Manager, and it takes you there, and you can create as many new live events as you want, schedule them for days, weeks, months in advance, and have it all ready and set to go. You can even, there's even some advanced features too that you can link in Google Calendar with your Hangouts as well if you want to get more advanced with that. But first things first, learn how to use the technology actually creating the event, and then you can get all structured on the calendar and scheduling and such. Hopefully this video was helpful for you and that it actually walked you through the process of creating a live event. If you have any other questions, please let me know, and I'll see if I can't guide you in the proper direction. You can find me on Twitter at ImaginationIQ. That's, at ImaginationIQ, or you can email me at danfowler@imaginationiq.com, or find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Dan the Imagination Engineer, and I will be able to connect with you, and I would love to hear about your success stories as well. So blessings, take care.